Verbal Riot.
You know, to quote Dante from the classic Kevin Smith movie Clerks, I wasn't supposed to be here today. I wasn't supposed to be here today, y'all. I was supposed to take the day off. I was supposed to go out and do some grocery shopping. I was going to make a stop by my favorite dispensary. I was going to go visit some friends, even. But unfortunately, I couldn't do that because sure enough, I made the mistake. I made the mistake of looking at Twitter and came across a couple of things that I knew I had to talk about. I knew I had to talk about it, right? So here we are. Here I am making this video because you know what? Damn it, I am dedicated to my craft. No, seriously though, guys, I want you to understand this video is kind of hard for me to do because in a way I feel like I put myself out there. Okay. For the past couple of months, I have been making the rounds. You guys have seen me on other shows, other YouTube shows. You've seen me, on Yellow Flash. You've seen me on Film Threat with Chris Gore. You've seen me with George the Giant Slayer. I've been making the rounds. Nina Infinity, been on her show. I am all over this YouTube space. Okay. And the thing I've been saying a lot, and you guys have heard me say this, is I have been sort of not so much defending the MCU, but I have been, because I do have a few sources who work for the MCU. I've been trying to relay some hope that the MCU, that Disney is going to get better. Okay, uh, and these guys that work for the MCU, I trust them, right? Because they've been right about everything else. So and most importantly, they're one of us. Like they've seen the things that have gone on at Disney for years now, and they've hated it. But unfortunately, because they're straight, and I'm not going to give away their ethnicity, but because they're straight men, they haven't liked this stuff either that's been going on. So but they've been telling me some good things, right? They've been telling me about how Disney has been, going throughout the company, firing activists, because they're garbage and trying to get good writers back on. They've been trying to make these great strides, right? So in good faith, I felt the need to, use my platform to bring hope that the MCU might be coming back the way it used to be. Guys, this is hard to do. It's hard to do because I don't fully believe it myself. And it's not that I don't believe my friends who work for them. I just it's hard for me to have hope, right? It's like that meme of Hawkeye saying, "Don't give me hope," from Avengers Endgame. But I feel that though. I feel that. I don't give me hope. And especially with Fantastic Four right around the corner. Right? Like that's the thing. We have this super huge, because guys, this, whether you know it or not, Fantastic Four is going to be huge for the MCU. Okay. Uh, uh what's this movie coming up? The Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts, not so much. Thunderbolts is almost like a throwaway film, if I'm being honest. It might be fun, but for the most part, the MCU isn't banking on the Thunderbolts. They are banking though. They are banking on Fantastic Four. And I've seen some things. I've seen some stills. I've seen some videos. I've seen a lot of things related to this movie that makes me think, just from looking at it, it feels like a Fantastic Four movie. I get a goodish. I get a goodish vibe from it, but there's still little skepticism. You know what I mean? So why am I making this video? Because today I realize there is an X factor involved in all of this that even my friends at the MCU didn't take into account. That is the actors, the talent, right? Like you could write a great movie, you can make a great movie, but you can't control the actors. You can't control what they say and what they do outside of the film. Hell, we've seen this already with Jonathan Majors and Kang, right? The MCU had to change their whole situation because of what happened with him. because again, you can't control what actors do outside of the movie. And sure enough, this morning, I wake up, make my coffee, I was almost this close to not even hopping on social media today. I was planning just to do a little exercising, go out, be out, touch some grass, not even mess with this stuff. I made the mistake though. I went to X, and sure enough, I saw not one, but two very stupid things that could hurt this movie. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show that. This is the first thing. And this is from Vanessa Kirby, who, by the way, guys, I like a lot. I like Vanessa Kirby. But she says, Vanessa Kirby confirms Fantastic Four's First Steps explores gender politics with Sue Storm. Because that's something that we all wanted, right? We all wanted a movie about gender politics and exploring more of that, because we didn't get enough of that with the Marvels and every other stupid thing the MCU has put out for the past almost 10 years now. So she makes that comment, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not good. People are not going to be okay with that. But you know what? It's just one thing, it's something stupid that was said. Then I look at another article that came up. And this is from the actor who plays Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn. He says, Joseph Quinn spoke to Marvel about Johnny Storm. Where are we culturally? He was this womanizing guy. But is this sexy these days? I don't think so. So he talks about, basically changing the whole personality of Johnny Storm, right? Johnny Storm is a hero. He's a hero. He's a good guy. But you know what? Johnny Storm is also a man. Johnny Storm likes the ladies. Johnny Storm is a hothead, right? Part of his personality, Human Torch. Johnny Storm is, balls out. Hey, action first, words later. He's an 80s hero. And they're trying to fem him up. Now, guys, these are two actors who I really do like outside, because honestly, I've never heard these two actors say stupid things like this. It almost makes me wonder, did someone tell them to, make them to? Because Vanessa Kirby doesn't normally talk like this. And from what I know of Joseph Quinn, he doesn't really talk like this. So I don't know what's happening here. And Marvel, they have to understand, man, the delicate situation they're in right now. The Fantastic Four is not a premier franchise. It should be. It should be, by all means. The Fantastic Four is Marvel's first family. Okay? They're the ones who set it all off. They paved the way for Spider-Man, for Iron Man, for Thor, for the Hulk, for all of them, for the X-Men. It all started with the Fantastic Four. But yet, that IP is loosely thought of in the zeitgeist of anything, of movies, of comics. People, they're not the first that people go to with this, right? Even with past movies already made, if you were to ask the average person, the average normie, to tell you who the Fantastic Four are, you know what they would say? They would say, "Oh, you mean the rock guy?" Or they'll say, "Or that stretchy guy, or the that invisible chick, or the fire dude, right? The fire dude." They don't even know their names. And I'm talking about normies here, guys, not people like us who could tell you the names of like specific issues, right? Like they're not like us. And this is a problem if you think about the fact that Marvel is banking so much on this movie. They're taking an IP that's barely thought of. They can't afford to have any screw ups, man. They can't afford to have any mishaps. What they can't have is they can't have another Snow White situation here. They can't do it. They cannot have another Snow White. You know, they're already 0 for 2 right now with Brave New World and Snow White. They cannot keep taking these L's, man. And like I said, Thunderbolts doesn't even matter. If it does well, great. Because you know what? It's not going to do that great. It'll probably do great enough to where it's not a complete flop, but Thunderbolts is not going to be $1 billion film. I can tell you that right now. And if it loses money, they probably didn't put that much into it to begin with. So the Thunderbolts is almost like a non-issue for them. The Fantastic Four is a big one. And you got to think about all the things they have working against it right now. They have distrust from the fans. They have a IP no one cares that much about. They have Pedro Pascal, who liberals love him, conservatives hate him. Here's a funny fact though: more conservatives go to movies than liberals. So if they're going to offend the conservative base, they better really know what they're doing. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think they do. But I digress. Pedro Pascal is a deterrent. Now you have you have Vanessa Kirby saying really dumb shit. Gender. They're gonna get into gender shit. Like it's almost like, have you guys not learned your lesson here? No one wants to talk about that. No one wants to hear about that in their entertainment anymore. Look, and I know it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept that you lost, right? Because they did lose. You guys lost. You know how I know you lost? Because you're hurting. You're hurting financially because no one's going to see your shit. Okay? So you lost. But you're still trying to make fetch happen. Okay, Vanessa Kirby, and now you have Joseph Quinn saying the dumb shit he said about wanting to change Johnny Storm. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that one line or that little quote that he put out, that on its own is enough to damage this movie. Because what you're telling me is we're not going to get the Johnny Storm we all know and love. We're going to get the Disney version of Johnny Storm, the woke version of Johnny Storm, right? He's going to be pussified in every way. And last but not least, let's not forget a female Silver Surfer. The female Silver Surfer that no one asked for. Right? We don't get to have Norrin Rad. And yes, I know for all of you weirdos out there who think you know more than me about comics, I know there's a female Silver Surfer. I read her book. Wasn't good. That's not what we need for this movie. We don't need that version of the Silver Surfer. We need Norrin Rad as the Silver Surfer of the MCU. Guys, I'm trying to be more positive these days, right? I'm trying to see the world through a better lens. I know last year, I was a little bit more black pilled, didn't have a lot of hope for the world, for things to change. This year I'm trying. I'm really trying to be better. I'm trying to be more positive. And most importantly, I'm trying to be more hopeful. And I have been. I have been, like I said, I've been making the rounds on different shows, and I've been saying the MCU is headed towards a better place. Right? Now I know people probably don't believe me when I say that. Hell, I don't fully believe it myself, but from what I've heard from the inside, it sounds like they're trying to get there. And look, we all know things weren't going to change overnight, right? We knew that. We knew for a fact that just because Trump got elected, things weren't going to change overnight, right? There was a lot of garbage that we got to sift through. Like we knew this. I just think right now, when it comes to the MCU, the clock is ticking. They don't have a lot of time. Hell, even the thing they thought was going to be a guaranteed hit, Daredevil, is flopping right now. And I was one of the people who were defending that show in the beginning. They lost me around the 3rd episode, but I was defending the first 2 episodes. And yeah, I'll admit this last episode was actually pretty good. And I have a whole video just about that one episode coming up pretty soon. So, but it's too little too late. The thing that should have been a guaranteed hit wasn't even a hit for them. So the Fantastic Four has to work. It has to, or they're sunk. Because we're a long ways away from Doomsday and Secret Wars. I think we have because even Spider-Man 4 doesn't come out till after Doomsday. It's Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, then Secret Wars. So we're a long way off from that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little concerned. I'm hoping for the best, but kind of preparing myself for the worst. But just from what I saw today, man,
this is some bullshit.
It really is. I really hope the actors are not stupid enough to sink their own movie. But you know what, though? We're talking about actors here, so they're not the brightest bulbs. And we've seen it happen already, right? Like we've seen it happen. Anyway, guys, now I'm going to go outside and touch grass. Now I'm going to go out and do all the things because I, broke my vow. I said I wasn't going to do it today, and damn it, I couldn't resist. I had to put this video out. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. I appreciate every single viewer. You guys have no idea, man. Like it's weird to me that you guys even watch me, if I'm being honest, man. Like I don't think I'm that good. Like I always laugh and call myself the world's worst YouTuber, right? Because I am. I always forget things and blah blah blah. But the fact that you guys watch me, support me, and all that good shit, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Please, if you guys haven't done this already, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. Definitely like the video. Share the video if you can. Comment, always comment, because I love reading those. You guys are pretty damn funny. And until next time, y'all.